You know something, WB? None of these fucking punks around here, none of these fucking sissies, these fucking, these bitches, none of them got the sack to tell you. This fucking thing is dark. Okay, there it is, label out. None of them got the sack to tell you. I'll fucking tell you. I happen to think you look fucking good in cornrows. Just saying. Just fucking saying. Time to make a malt liquor video. Time to talk about aliens. That's what we're talking about today. We're talking about aliens. Malt liquor.
I once knew a nigga whose real name was William. His primary concern was making a million, being the illest hustler that the world ever seen. He used to fuck movie stars and sniff coke in his dreams. A corrupted young mind at the age of 13. Nigga never had a father and his mom was a fiend. She put the pipe down, but for every year she was sober, her son's heart simultaneously grew colder. He started hanging out, selling bags in the projects, checking the young chicks looking for hit and run prospects. He was fascinated by material objects, but he understood money never brought.
So this 3-eye atlas. Some folks calls it a comet. I calls it a mothership. This thing has been acting very strange. And what's the most strange thing about it is the fact that, like, none of the fucking news is talking about it. Like, all you catch is fucking shit on YouTube about it. Which I'm sure a lot of it is fucking bullshit, I'm sure. But, I mean, goddamn. It's starting to get real. And don't get it fucked up. I'm not apprehensive about it at all. Matter of fact, I welcome it. Yep. As full of evil as the fucking world is, fuck it. Bring them on. Shit. Hell. I'm gonna kick back and enjoy the fucking show. Malt liquor.
Respect, he built a reputation cause he could hustle and steal, but got locked once and didn't hesitate to squeal. So criminals he chilled with didn't think he was real. You see, me and niggas like this have never been equal. I don't project my insecurities on other people. He feeded for props like addicts with pipes and needles, and so he felt he had to prove to everyone he was evil. A feeble-minded young man with infinite potential, the product of a ghetto-bred capitalistic mental. Coincidentally, dropped out of school to sell weed, dancing with the devil, smoked till his eyes would bleed. But he was sick of selling trees and gave in to his greed. Everyone trying to be tripe never faced the consequences. You probably only did a month for minor offenses. Ask a nigga doing life if he had another chance, but
nobody's even really sure how big this thing is. Like, I've heard fucking 20 kilometers across, you know, like 10 miles. And I've heard it, you know, as big as like 40 miles. Doesn't matter. Something that big hits us, be it 10 miles or 40 miles. that's no fucking bueno. But yeah, it doesn't act like a comet. It has pure nickel, the metal nickel, which is weird because the only place they've ever seen pure nickel is when it's refined here on Earth. When it happens on fucking asteroids and comets and shit, it's always mixed with iron. And then the fucking, the tail comets have, well, this one has a fucking tail pointing forward. It's fucking changing colors. It's going like 35, 40 miles a second. And all that's like the scientific jibber jabber. We ain't even got to the fucking weird shit yet. Malt liquor.
Again, there's always the wicked that knew in advance. Dance forever with the devil on a cold cell block. But that's what happens when you rape, murder, and sell rock. Devils used to be gods, angels that fell from the top. There's no diversity because we're burning in the melting pot. So Billy started robbing niggas, anything he could do to get his respect back in the eyes of his crew. Starting fights over little shit up on the block. Stepped up to selling mothers and brothers the crack rock. Working overtime, making money for the crack spot. Hit the jackpot and wanted to move up to cocaine. Fulfilling the Scarface fantasy stuck in his brain. Tired of the block niggas treating him the same. He wanted to be major like the cutthroats and the thugs. But when he tried to step to him, niggas showed him no love. They told him any motherfucking coward can sell drugs. Any bitch nigga with a gun.
Now, like I said, this could all be fucking bullshit. But according to these fucking people, the thing has changed its direction. And it's changed its direction on its own because at the speed it's moving, it's not affected by the gravity of the planets that it's passing by. So it's changed direction on its own. It's fucking slowed down. What else? Did I say it changes colors? It's been red, it's been green. Oh yeah. And now all of a sudden whoever the fuck he is, the Secretary of War, the whatever you call that, like the dude in charge of the fucking military or whatever. Apparently this guy has summoned almost every general and every admiral in the United States military to an emergency meeting at the Pentagon. Now, if that's true, that is fucking strange. That's fucking weird as shit. But like I said, this could all be bullshit. But I kind of hope it isn't. Because like I said, I'm here for the fucking show. I want to watch the world really freak the fuck out. Fuck the fucking COVID bullshit and the 9/11 bullshit and, all the fucking assassinations and all that. That'll seem like a fucking picnic if they're here. Malt liquor.
Bust slugs. Any nigga with a red shirt can front like a blood. Even Puffy smoked the motherfucker up in the club. But only a real thug can stab someone till they die. Standing in front of them, staring straight into their eyes. Billy realized that these men were well guarded, and they wanted to test him before business started. Suggested raping a bitch to prove he was cold-hearted. So now he had a choice between going back to his life or making money with made men. Up in the sight, his dreams about cars and ice made him agree. A hardcore nigga is all he ever wanted to be. And so he met them Friday night at 2:45. Everyone trying to be tripe never faced the consequences. You probably only did a month for minor offenses. Ask a nigga doing life if he had another chance. But then again, there's always the wicked that knew in advance. Dance forever with the devil on a cold cell block. But that's what happens when you rape.
The thing that fucks with me the most is this. Let's just pretend for a second that, it is them. Well, what the fuck do they want? No, I mean, think about it logically. If you're from a civilization that has the technology to actually make that trip, what on earth could you possibly want? I can't think of anything that we would have that you would need. If you're that advanced to make that trip, and some people will say, "Oh, they want our gold, they want our minerals, they want our water, they want to probe our bunghole." No, uh, none of that is true. Because if you have the technology to make that trip, that means you have Star Trek, Star Wars level technology. I mean, that fucking means that you have replicator technology, you have tractor beam technology, you have holodeck technology. There's no natural resource that you would need that you couldn't literally create out of thin air yourself. So once again, I ask you, what could they possibly want? We're at the Junior Mart, and I'm gonna dedicate this Junior Mart to Mork from fucking Ork. Yep, Mork from Ork. Swole, swole, swole.
Murder and cell rock. Devils used to be gods, angels that fell from the top. There's no diversity because we're burning in the melting pot. They drove around the project slow while it was raining, smoking blunts, drinking and joking for entertainment, until they saw a woman on the street walking alone, 3 in the morning, coming back from work on the way home. And so they quietly got out the car and followed her, walking through the projects. The darkness swallowed her. They wrapped a shirt around their head and knocked her onto the floor. This is it, kid, now you got your chance to be raw. So Billy yoked her up and grabbed the chick by the hair and dragged her into a lobby that had nobody there. She struggled hard, but they forced her to go up the stairs. They got to the roof and then held her down on the ground, screaming, "Shut the fuck up and stop moving around." The shirt covered her face, but she screamed and clawed, so Billy stomped on the bitch.
And here's another thing to think about. In Star Trek, they had a thing called the Prime Directive. And the Prime Directive meant that you were not to make contact with any civilization that had not reached the technological level of obtaining a warp drive. Because they figured once a society had reached that level of technology, they would be mentally prepared for what came with alien contact. Otherwise, if you fucking show up to a primitive ass civilization like ours, people are just gonna freak the fuck out. So what are they trying to do? If they're breaking the Prime Directive, then that means they're not benevolent. And if they're not benevolent, well, that means that well, maybe they just need some new real estate. And that's not very good for us. Go fuck yourselves.
till he broke in her jaw. Them dirty bastards knew exactly what they were doing. They kicked her until they cracked her ribs and she stopped moving. Blood leaking through the cloth, she cried silently. And then they all proceeded to rape her violently. Billy was made to go first, but each of them took a turn, ripping her up and choking her until her throat burned. Her broken jaw mumbled for God, but they weren't concerned. When they were done and she was lying bloody, broken and bruised, one of them niggas pulled out a brand new 22. They told him that she was a witness for what she'd gone through, and if he killed her, he was guaranteed a spot in the crew. He thought about it for a minute, she was practically dead, and so he leaned over and put the gun right to her head.